Hey guys, it's Warlock here. I am currently doing a change swap out of the PCV valve on my 2010 GTI TSI engine, and it basically crapped out on me as I pulled into my driveway on Christmas. So Merry Christmas to me, right? So this is me changing it out, and hopefully you guys will learn something on this. And I'll explain why that nail is there, but for the time being I'll take it out. Basically I put that nail in there so that it prevents the air from seeping in, from sucking in too much air. So you put in a nail in there so that it can stabilize the engine a little bit more so than normal. So let's get right into it. The tools that you'll need is your ratchet. You don't need one this big. I like using this one, swivel head, so it helps out. And an extension to get to that far back one, because if you just use the stub side, it's going to be a little hard to get under there. So I like to use the extension for it. And you'll also need a T30 torque screw for it. And for my T30s, I like to use Schwaben. Great product, good tools, to use, and these are the ones I like to use. So let's have at it. Get started on it. What I like to do is I like to crack the bolts first. Open them up real fast. Not taking them all out, just cracking them, and just getting some time with them. And another thing that you'll have to do in order to get this PCV valve out is you'll have to get the ignition coils, these two ignition coils, removed. So the best way to do these, sometimes they get built up with dirt. So what you want to do is you want to push in first and then pull that latch right out, and it should come right out. And to get these out, I've seen people put screwdrivers under them. I don't want to do that. I don't feel safe doing that. I always feel like I'm gonna break something, but just getting under there with your fingers brings it right out, and it shouldn't be that big of a problem, unless you have really weak fingers. So let's get back to it. And also something else that's really good to use in case if you don't have one is one of these. It's a Schwaben magnetic telescopic tool, in case if you drop something in the abyss down there, or in case you need to grab one of the screws out or anything else like that. This comes in serious handy, and you can use that as well. All right. And this is a pretty good DIY project, for most people to do and mess around with. This came at a great time, for me to have to deal with. It's during the vacation, so it's kind of a pain because nothing is open, so I had to wait to get my part in, and no stores are open around that holiday week, so it kind of sucks having to wait for it. But what are you gonna do, right? You do what you can with what you can. And I ordered this piece. Well, I didn't order, but I just got back from picking it up at Deutsche Auto Parts, shopdapp.com if you want to check their website out. Great site, great people. Paul there is super knowledgeable on anything Volkswagen. I basically explained to him on the phone what what issues I was dealing with, and he knew right off the bat. Whereas when I was looking on certain forums were telling me that it was the diverter valve all the way underneath the car next to, at the turbo. And, he basically knew right offhand, what the problem was. And, I can't explain how important that is, especially if you're a DIYer like myself, and you enjoy working on your car. And, if you enjoy working on your car and knowing that there's somebody out there that you can just call and just say, hey, I have this problem, and he or she knows exactly what the problem is, that's priceless. You can't pay for something like that. And the fact that he has his own store, he's worked with V-dubs, basically all his career. And that's somebody you can trust in this business. So it's kind of nice. So this is the last screw. There's roughly 2, 4, 6, 8 screws. So what you want to do is you want to disconnect the line here. You can move that off to the side, and you want to remove this hose right here. Be very, very careful, because it's got this little, I guess, finger groove thing, whatever, and it slides into the PCV. And if you pull that out the wrong way, you can snap this and get it lodged in there, and then you'll have to buy another hose. A lot of people recommend that if you buy the PCV, you should buy your hose as well. But this hose is fairly new, and I didn't want to have to buy another one. So here we go. Gonna pop this out. Oh no, wait, no. I still have 2 extra screws that I forgot about. So in total, there's 10 screws. 10 screws in total. Yeah, and I know, so far, the videos that I've been posting have typically been just about me getting my loot crate or my arcade block, or, maybe some form of tech, and that's basically what I like to put YouTube videos about. But I figured, today I'll do something like this, and something educational, where somebody else is most likely going through the same thing, and may not know how to diagnose it, or may not be as hands-on as most other people are with their cars and stuff, and or may just not have the tools or the time, and something like this, I would say the dealer would probably charge you $300 to $400, maybe, I don't know, for this type of a job. You do it for yourself. The part's about 90 bucks for the part, and you're basically good to go. So there's the part. Now, Charles from the Humble Mechanic says that a lot of times they fail right here. So I diagnosed it. I knew it wasn't that. The spring was still going. And it was basically that inlet valve right there was sucking in way too much air. And it was screwing the whole system up. So now we're going to slap on the new one and we'll be done. And this here is the new one. Take it fresh out of the box. See, now that is crispy. That's very crispy. Break into it. Put that off to the side. And one thing I recommend highly, clean off the seal. Wipe off any excess so that you get a clean seal once you put in the new one. You know, so you want to make sure that it's all really nice and clean, because if you have any kind of air pocket or anything, you know, stopping it from being cleaned up properly or anything like that, or being a complete seal, you know, you'll most likely still get some kind of a whistle or air sound going through the system. So you want to make sure that you give it a good clean, really nice clean, and just run it through. Then you should be good. Alright, here's the new one. This one is a Prexa that I picked up at Deutsche Auto Parts. Again, shopdap.com, shopdap.com. Great product, great company, great people. Can't say enough good things about those guys there. All right. There you go. Fits in very nicely. Snap that in. And now you can start bolting everything up. I like to place my bolts on first, line everything up, you know, just so, and do it in some kind of order also, you know, if you're bolting it on, just so that that seal works in nicely, and you know, you don't have to worry about how it was done later on. And again, when you tighten these, don't go crazy tightening. One, you don't want to strip the Torx on these T30s. You know, and you just want to do it hand tight. That's all I ever do. I don't go crazy tightening it, you know, too much. You know, it's because I don't want it to just be tight and either crack the plastic or something else bad, you know, and want my car to work properly. So I'll remove that, and just by hand, you know, just go through it. So I'm gonna work in some kind of order here. So from left to right, all the way around in a circle. You know, I feel like I'm constantly working on my car. It's a 2010, you know, and I'm always trying to do something to it. What was it that I did last time? I changed the intake manifold, this right here, this big hunk of plastic here, and I cleaned out the carbon buildup that was on there. Shout out to Charlie from Humble Mechanic. He had done one on a YouTube page of his, and just he made it look super easy, and you know, it took me about 2.5 hours to do. where he did it in like 17 minutes. So so that shows you, you know, how mechanically inclined I am. You know, I'm not that mechanically inclined, you know, but you know, when it's something that I want to do and that I think that I can do, you know, I'll take the chance in doing it. You know, just to save the money, especially saving the money, because man, I don't know how many dealerships have you guys been to get any kind of work done, but holy crap, it's a lot of money, you know, for certain things, you know, on any car. You know, I get a lot of people saying, oh, well, it's because you have a Volkswagen, you know, and they're prone to problems. I'm like, you know what? I had a Toyota, I had a Lexus, I had a Honda, and they all had their equal share of problems, you know, so I don't care what car you're driving. There's no cars that are any more reliable than any other car. You know, so, and then I had a Range Rover too, and that Range Rover, actually, strangely enough, it was fairly decent with problems. I didn't really have to deal with much with that car, which was nice. See, and just hand tight. You don't have to do anything crazy. Sorry about that. Hit the camera. Tell I'm a noob, right? Filming videos, I don't really. You see, then after this, I have to go and pick up the wife and kids at the gym. And then I'll most likely end up going to the gym because with my car being in this situation, it's been hard for me to go during my time off. And I didn't want to take the car with the minivan and take it from my wife. So it's easier for me to just get my car fixed and then, you know, just run it that way. Alright, that was the last of the screws. Make sure everything is tight. Make sure everything looks good and clean. Now, put the ignition coils back. In case if you're wondering, if you don't know, these are the Audi R8 coils. Everyone says, you know, that they're better with I guess ignition power, and they notice a difference. I haven't really noticed much of a difference with them, but I like the color. See, and then bolt this back on. Bolt that back on, and you should be good. Let me get this out of the way, and then blast this back on, and there we go. That's how easy it is. And you know, if you have any questions, post them up on the comments, and I'll be glad to get back to you, and we'll see everything else that happens. All right, I'll keep you guys posted if it actually runs properly or if I have to diagnose something else.